Today, I'm back with another mega monthly physical media challenge video for you all. Today is our January challenge video where I explain how you can take on this challenge, and I encourage collectors out there to do that. Go ahead and post this video to your channel completing this challenge so I can definitely see your choices here, because that's going to be a lot of fun. And if you're an audience member, you of course can play along as well. Just go ahead and leave in the comments below as I go through my choices what would be your movie choices as well. But let's first get into the rules for the January challenge and the theme here. So you have to pick a movie to spell out the whole word of January. So January. So we got to spell out that monthly word as usual. But this has to deal with either New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, or something you kind of want to put into a New Year's resolution that you got out of the movie. So definitely a kind of broad category here for the theme, but you'll kind of see as I go through it exactly what I'm talking about. So starting with the letter J, now this was probably the toughest challenge out of the whole bunch of letters here because I couldn't think of a New Year's movie that started with J. So I actually just went with a movie I've never seen before. I picked this one up, and that was Jacob's Ladder. Now, if you like psychological thrillers, you're gonna love this movie. This is the original Jacob's Ladder as well. I didn't hear great things about the remake. But yeah, this one was absolutely trippy. So if you love those kinds of movies, definitely want to check this one out. But I mean, just seeing kind of these different realities this character is seeing. Is he really seeing what's going on? How could his life be different in different aspects in different areas? And so I'm not giving away anything here. Like I said, psychological, very trippy. Eventually, you will get answers by the end of the movie, but it just kind of makes you think as you go throughout the new year here, thinking about, okay, what are different possibilities to create my life, right? How could things play out differently? If something was to go some way, how would that play out in the future? Right? If something went a different way, how would that play out into the future? So a little bit kind of a time element of thought in that. So that's why I went with Jacob's Ladder. That was definitely the toughest letter. So I had to think of something and how to go with this one. All right, next up, we're on to the first A of January. And this one is definitely New Year's theme here. And this is After the Thin Man. Yes, this is an archive collection title. And this one is actually quite a solid classic movie here, in my opinion. It does take place on New Year's Eve and into New Year's Day. And this one is just enjoyable if you like classic movies. Just know it is that classic style, so you got to be okay with that. But you basically got people that show up and there's a party going on for New Year's, and they're like, "What's happening? Why is there a party in our house?" It ends up turning into a like mystery murder of sorts, and you kind of see how all these people are connected and how the mystery plays out by the end of it. So if you like mystery movies, this is a fun time for that as well. Kind of like a whodunit of sorts. But yeah, I enjoyed this one. After the Thin Man. Once again, if you like classic movies, I would check this one out. But directly relates to New Year's because it takes place during that time period. So how to throw it on the list. All right, next up, we got N, and this was obviously the most easiest, obvious choice, and I'm totally taking it, no doubt in my mind, and that is going to be New Year's Eve. Yes, New Year's Eve, and it even has the slip cover. How awesome is that? But this is like an all-star cast here. I mean, you can look up the acting talent for this movie. You got so many kind of modern, recognizable actors, and of course, some older actors in there to round out the bunch. But it's a great movie. You get to see everybody's different stories and perspectives and how they kind of intertwine together, some of them for the New Year's Eve. People trying to accomplish things before the new year happens, different connections they're trying to make. So it's definitely a lot of romance in there as well. And so basically, I guess it has that rom-com style to it, a lot of it. But then just other connections, people with their kids, people with acquaintances and friends, and so much of a broad kind of scope of just different connections that people have on New Year's, and once again trying to get some goals out of the way before the New Year's Eve mark, New Year's Day hits. That is a lot of fun to see. So I think this movie is actually just a good, fun time. I mean, you even get Ashton Kutcher in here, which is just kind of awesome to see in this movie, in my opinion. So you get Robert De Niro in there, who has some great moments. So yeah, everybody kind of has just little stories here, so you just get kind of little glimpses into their life. But I enjoy this one. If you're a fan, once again, of kind of the rom-com style, very modern kind of movie, you're gonna enjoy this one. So I wouldn't say it's for everyone, but I mean, it's New Year's Eve. Called New Year's Eve. I gotta put that in the January challenge. Absolutely, I had to pull that title. All right, next up we got You. I thought about this one for a while, but then I went back and I'm like, wow, I got to pick one of my favorite movies for you because I can tie it in somehow. And that is going to be Uncut Gems. Absolutely a masterpiece of a movie. I love when Adam Sandler does more dramatic work and really intense performances. And this movie is absolutely that. It's so just thrilling and like kind of grips you on the seat. And you want to see how everything plays out. But how this connects to the January challenge is, of course, Adam Sandler's character in here is absolutely not perfect. Many, many flaws. He has addictions, he's addicted to gambling. And I mean, you eventually think it's going to work out in a certain way, and then different things go another way. And so I'm not going to spoil anything here, but basically the theme is you got to be careful. You got to be cautious. You got to not, there's going to be struggles out there. Absolutely. Everybody's going through different things. But you got to let that not take a hold of yourself, I guess, in a way. And you just, once again, being cautious, being careful. You don't want to mess up what you have and get, I guess I would say, like overly greedy in a type of way to where then it causes destruction in your entire life. With different relationships you might have, and even just for yourself. So really powerful performance once again from Adam Sandler. Really intense story, but a very good cautionary tale to have, I guess, going into the new year. I think is always important to have some things just to be caution of going in, and learning from other people's mistakes is important, right? Learn from the past so you don't repeat them in the future for the new year. So that's why I picked Uncut Gems for this January challenge. All right, now we're on to the next A, and this was a first time watch for me here. This is About Time, which is totally a romantic comedy of sorts. But I love movies that deal with time in any kind of way. And you basically got this character that finds out that he can relive certain moments. So basically, reverse time to try to get things correct, or what he thinks is correct and what he wants to accomplish. And to see how it kind of plays out is very entertaining. Once again, you'll have a few laughs in there. But then by the end, it all comes together and you kind of realize, the purpose of just living in the moment and not, always trying to repeat things, and that you can't always, take back things or repeat things, but just, kind of having the spontaneity of, hey, what happens, and, just enjoying living in the moment, I think comes up as a theme in this movie as well. And once again, trying to do that for the new year, really, take things as it happens, and live in the moment, and just, see the beauty in the world as I go through this new year. So About Time, if you like those rom-coms, very modern one as well, you'll get a kick out of this one. All right, next up. Now, this is a famous movie, and a lot of people love this movie. I mean, this is even on, I think, IMDb's top 100 list. So we're on to the letter R here. It's my first time watching this one, and this is going to be Rebel Without a Cause. This is a James Dean performance. Everybody loves this movie, at least from what I've heard. Now, I've watched it twice now, and I'm not the biggest fan. I gotta be straight up with y'all, as I always am. I'm gonna give you my honest opinions and insights into movies. I wasn't a massive fan of this one. I didn't hate it. I just didn't love it. I don't know. I wasn't very thrilled and entertained by it. Some things were kind of throwing me off with this one, with like James Dean's character seems so much older than what he should be in the movie. I think he's supposed to be a high school kid in the movie, and I don't know. To me, he seems like a late 20-year-old getting in the 30s. I don't know. He just kind of has that presence about him. So then when he's having like arguments with the parents and all that, that feels very weird and disconnected to me. And I don't know, just it feels like, I've seen this stuff in other movies and modern movies. I feel like done a little bit better on it, and there's not really any massive moments in here where I'm like, "Oh, I'm very thrilled by these moments." So, I don't know, this one, it wasn't working for me for some reason, but I know a lot of people love it. So if you love it, definitely celebrate that. But another cautionary tale, right, going into the new year, because you kind of see, what happens with him, I guess, being a rebel in a sense and, certain mistakes he's making, how that impacts different people around him and even people close to him. So another good cautionary tale, to kind of learn from other people's mistakes going into the new year. That's how I'm gonna justify it here. So that's a R for January. And now we're on to the last one, why. And I knew I was gonna pick this movie pretty quickly here too. I love this movie. I think it's very underrated, and that is gonna be Yes Man, Jim Carrey. Perfect movie for the new year here. Just learning that kind of a theme of being open to different things, right? Being open to certain opportunities. And it's not just saying yes to everything, because of course you can't always say yes to everything. Sometimes you do gotta say no in certain circumstances, absolutely. But Jim Carrey's character in here learns a good balance by the end of the movie. He learns, okay, right, I'm going to think about it and then I can decide a yes or no. He's not just super closed off. I mean, at the beginning, he's very closed off, just no to everything, no matter what. And then he gets into yes to everything, no matter what. But by then, good balance once again to really think about a situation and being like, hey, you know what? Maybe that is a good opportunity that I should be open into, and because he learns so many great skills in the movie by saying yes to certain things, and that is fantastic. So once again, going into the new year just with that mindset of, hey, if there's something new out there that may be a little bit scary to try, but could be really beneficial and an awesome opportunity, saying yes, taking on that opportunity, trying it out, see if it works. Hey, maybe it doesn't, but if it works, that's great, but you're always going to learn from it anyway. So I guess being a little bit more of a yes man in a way, but once again, not saying yes to everything, just having that balance there, more so into the new year. So that's why I chose yes man for the why. But there we go. That's me completing the January challenge. Let me know in the comments below, what did you think of my choices? Did I really complete this challenge? Did I follow my own rules? And once again, if you have not yet posted a video to your channel, if you have one out there of completing the challenge, absolutely do that. And of course, audience members, in the comments below, I want to see all those choices so we can compare those fun movie lists and just have a great time celebrating the new year. And if you love collecting physical media just like me and being a part of this amazing league of mega film fans, make sure you subscribe right now. That way you stay entertained and up to date on all the latest physical media topics.
Yeah, sure. Why not? That'd be great. Yeah, I'd love that.
And if you enjoyed this physical media topic, click another one to see more. Also, like the video, and this is Mega Mike the Movie Man reminding you to make every day a movie day.